Okay. Hi, this is Davin with Hagerty and our Redline rebuild updates. We are working on our 50 pickup here. As you know, the engine is done. That Stovebolt runs like a champ. And by the way, we've hit over 10 million views on that, and it's fantastic. Thank you very much. But we've taken it back out. As we mentioned before, we're trying to get this truck just so it's driving, so we're piecing it together. This is not a restoration. From last time when the motor was in, this side of the floor pan was in, but the passenger side was not. And also these inners are in now. So floor pans, with the exception of a couple little areas, are done. It's ready from that standpoint. I need to work out a couple areas where it's rusted out. Here, I'll come on your side. Basically, I need to fashion some way to attach the front fenders back to the cab. As you can see, it was welded along there. I cut it with a torch to get it off the truck, but short of welding it back on, I think I'm going to try to fabricate up just a patch piece to go in here, and then probably some insert nuts onto the body and get some way to attach this back on. Again, this is not to be a restoration. It is to be something we can drive around town and just enjoy 45 miles an hour and go get parts. That's way cooler than, well, pretty much anything right now out there. So right now though, I'm gonna concentrate on today the transmission. It's all cleaned up relative to being just blasted outside with a power washer, degreased so we can actually see it now. I have a seal kit, so I'm gonna pop this apart, pull all the covers off, drain the fluid out of it, and get the transmission ready. I have brand new clutch, brand new throwout bearing, that type of stuff to go back on. I'm also, while the truck is up in the air, because I need a little more space here, while the truck's up in the air, I'm going to drain that diff fluid in the rear diff, which I'm speculating is going to be probably pretty gooky, to use a very technical term. But that is my chores for today. Ew. Yummy. All right, with Ben's help, I got the main shaft out. It was very gummy and stuck. Looking at it, yeah, I'm gonna make a phone call just to see if anything's available, because these transmissions are pretty well usually thrown aside. So maybe somebody out there in the 3/4 ton Chevrolet area might have one of these, because they yanked it out and threw a 5-speed in. So I'll see if I can get just these two main gears. If not, again, I'm just going to clean them up, blast them, make them the best they can be, and we'll go from there. But it will definitely shift better and cleaner once we get some of this sludge and nasty out of it and cleaned up. Obviously fresh fluid, and we'll button it back up. And I did some checking around and talking to a few guys that are into these things, and the general statement was, yep, you can find them. Most of them will be rusted for whatever reason, the way the oil, they all sit, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, you're going to be hard pressed to find gears that are not rusted from a used standpoint. So here's my plan. I'm going to sandblast this last gear, and we're going to put this right back together. This is not the best way to do things, but this is a good farmer method of making it work. And I'm all about that for right now. You always have a plan, and sometimes that plan doesn't work out so well. So my plan is have the input shaft in, put everything in from back behind, of course loading everything as I went. Now the problem I'm getting into though is I need to put this retaining ring right here. So this ring holds this part of the assembly together. Of course that limits how much I can basically push things in or subsequently pull it back out, and that leaves this is part of the shift fork mechanism. That leaves it sitting out on the countertop instead of being able to get into the shaft or onto the shaft it needs to be. So it appears what I have to do, I'm good up to this point with exception my input shaft. I got to take this back out, slip this in, and then my assembly's done on the back half, and then I have to put the input shaft in. So lesson learned, I guess.
There it is.
Have no fear. I guess in hindsight I should have assembled it completely and then took it back apart, or just knew how to do it to begin with, I guess. That's better. All right. Okay, now we have our main shaft back in and all the gear cluster. The only thing left is to put the tail cover on, and then of course put your side cover on, and then your shifter tower. Something I need to note was having the synchro rings pushed into the right spot, basically where they're in tight enough to the center ring here on both sides. All right, and if there's any gap, I mean, there's obviously some gap, but what I was doing, it was getting in the wrong spot. It's actually got a little cog in there on both of them, and I was getting in the wrong spot, and when I put the input shaft in, I was pushing the output shaft back out of the case. And what was happening then is, obviously, when I'm trying to tap the output shaft back into place, it was getting bound up on those. So keep that in mind, keep those aligned up. As far as installing, obviously you throw a seal down, and then it's just a matter of having everything in neutral and in position here. So it should drop on down, just like so. So there we go. Now I am on to the rear axle. Da, 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 da. All right, so now with that sealer on there, I'll just slap the cover on and put all the bolts in. Now, if you were wondering, geez, how do you set this up? How does it work? All that type of stuff. I'm not going to explain that with this pickup truck, but if you are interested in that, go to the DIY series with Hagerty, and I go through a complete installation of a gear on a Camaro. So that buttons up the back side of this. I'm gonna need to put some gear lube in it, but that's not a big deal. But while I'm here, I'm gonna show you or walk through a couple things that we're gonna do next, which is I need to put the hubs back on. This is what's considered a floater axle, meaning the axle is held in with the hub. So I can show you later, but there's a big hub that goes on here, and it's held on with a nut, and then that holds, subsequently the axle bolts in to the end of that. So I have those on the bench. They're all cleaned up. They're ready to go back on. New cleaned bearings and fresh seals. And then obviously we need to do all the brake work out here as well, because that was all garbage. Again, this is not a restoration project. This is a get it running project, but there are some things that need to be addressed, so it's reasonably safe. So here we go. Our axle is all buttoned up. We need to put the brakes on, but it's time to go home. I'm getting a little giddy here. So at any rate, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed everything. Please click and subscribe. And until then, go get your work done so you can get out and enjoy your ride. See ya.